This is IGN. An expansion that inches ever closer to the stratospheric heights of Doom Eternal. This is your IGN review of Doom the Dark Ages by Mitchell Saltzman. If your main problems with Doom the Dark Ages were that you wished it was faster, harder, and took more cues from Doom Eternal's mobility options, then whoo boy do I have great news for you. The Revelations DLC ramps the intensity up to 11 by introducing a brand new sub-weapon that totally changes the flow of combat, doubling the amount of options you have to dispatch demons, and most importantly, giving the Slayer his dash back. All of this builds off the already enormous arsenal of weapons, techniques, and mods from the end of the base game, which admittedly does make juggling all of these new options a little bit overwhelming. That said, if you can overcome the steep learning curve, this is quite simply the most exhilarating Doom's combat has been since Doom Eternal's The Ancient Gods DLC, and the clearest evidence yet that it is the best in the business when it comes to single-player first-person shooters. Revelations' story picks up right where the main campaign left off, and while you can technically jump straight into it first, you'll be missing out on some pretty important context. Of course, you don't need much context to enjoy blasting an imp to pieces with the super shotgun or jamming a spear through a Mancubus's skull. The bigger reason why you'll want to make sure you play through the campaign first is to familiarize yourself with the Slayer's arsenal of weapons and techniques, so you know what tool is right for which job, because this DLC throws you into the deep end right from the start and demands that you know what you're doing. Even as someone who did play through Doom the Dark Ages on Nightmare difficulty more than a year ago, Revelations started kicking my ass right from the start. Perhaps the best addition is also the simplest one. The Slayer can dash again! I knew I missed the dash throughout my playthrough of the base game, but I didn't realize just how much until Revelations gave it back to me. It completely changes how the Dark Ages plays. Instead of basically being required to stand my ground and parry a sequence of attacks, now I can slip past foes, use my grapple to leap over them, dash behind cover, and just stay more mobile overall, much like I would in Doom Eternal. It's an added layer of creative combat expression that was missing here, and while it still isn't quite at the same level as Eternal, it gets pretty dang close. Instead of just dropping you into a series of levels one after another, Revelations introduces Purgatory, which is a new hub area that you can explore with minimal enemies, puzzles to solve, and plenty of secrets that those puzzles help to uncover. It's a very welcome reprieve from the relentless action of the main levels. I always enjoyed coming back with a new ability so I could venture into a part that I hadn't explored yet, or discovering a new code for the teleporter that would bring me behind one of the many gates that are locked from the other side. As far as enemies go, Revelations brings back the notorious Archvile, who stays true to his name as a straight-up vile nightmare. Like in previous iterations, he will summon enemies into the fight unless you're able to stop his ritual. To do that, though, you need to first break through his cage of shields, then deal enough damage to him to interrupt the summoning. Doom the Dark Ages Revelations is not for the faint of heart. It demands mastery of the Slayer's many tools of destruction, including exciting new options like the Chain Spear, and rewards that mastery with some of the most exhilarating combat rooms I've ever fought my way through. The Dark Ages' action was already among the best in the genre, and this DLC elevates it even further by fusing it with just the right amount of Doom Eternal to make the two feel similar, but still wholly distinct from each other. It's a steep difficulty curve to climb, but it's well worth the effort. Doom the Dark Ages' IGN score? A solid 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on Doom the Dark Ages, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.